Okay, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone is well. Okay, let's see how we get on today. So I'm struggling a little bit at the moment with taking risks. I'm down to 5 accounts now. I was just chatting with my wife last night about why I'm kind of feeling like this. And I think since I lost my accounts, I feel under pressure to earn money, and I'm thinking about making money, and sometimes it's the worst thing to do. So what I've decided to do is go back to work just weekends, just for a while, just so I can build some accounts up. Now, the beauty about being in the UK at the moment, I have a HGV license, a Class 1 license, which means I could drive articulated vehicles, and they're still crying out for drivers. So I had a phone call this morning from someone up the road who are desperate for drivers. Money's good as well. It's £19 an hour Saturday, £20 an hour Sunday. So you tend to work about 12 to 14 hour days when you're HGV, and so I could earn probably $450 sort of pounds a week, maybe $600 per week, just working weekends, and that give me a kind of a regular wage coming in. But I've just been taking risks lately. When I had my PA accounts up over $2,000, I really protected them. And, you know, a lot of my accounts, I had up sort of 4 to 6 payments on each. So, you know, I was making them pay. The trouble is, if you get to $2,600 and you take in money, knocks you back to 21, you've only got to have a couple of losses, and that puts you under 2,000, and you start kind of panicking a bit. I'm not kind of having time to grow them and maybe get them up to sort of 4,000 or 5,000 and have a little bit of a cushion so I can kind of relax a bit. So I'm just going to go back to work just Saturday, Sundays, just for a while, maybe this, you know, just up to Christmas, just to get a regular. That'll get me a couple of thousand coming in, so I can try and focus less on the money. So I'm trading accounts, 2 contracts, back up to 2 contracts with 1 loss. If I lose 1 in a day, I'm done on that particular. Now, I have got an evaluation, and what I'm going to do is I'm trading that evaluation the same time as I'm trading my normal accounts. And if I take the 1 loss on my normal accounts, I'll move over to the evaluation. But looking back on some of my videos, I seemed to do much better when I was trading 2 contracts. I had a better win rate. I took less trades and had more success. And I do feel that things are just getting a bit sort of tough lately. Now my accounts are kind of low again. I've got 5 accounts and they're all kind of under $600. So I'm just, you know, I'm not in a fantastic place at the moment, enough to, you know, not focus on the money. And trouble is, if that's your only income, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, when I say grow accounts, I mean, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, I tend to treat people how they treat me. I've never had any issues with Apex. And I know if you grow accounts, they could put you onto a live account, but you know, as for the trading side, there's no real difference between a live account and a PA account. They're more or less the same thing. You trade kind of the same way. So, I mean, I've been paid when they've always been kind of okay with me, and you know, and up until something changes, I'll continue to use them. Now I've got more accounts with Traderify at the moment. I like Traderify. I think, you know, it's a good deal. By the time you mess around taking evaluations, it just works out just as cheap to get a Traderify account, and then you're straight to funded. No messing around evaluations. You know, you pay your money and boom, you're there funded. And I like the deal as well. You get up to 3,000. You could take 2. You can't do that with Apex. So, you know, I tend to sort of, if I have any issues with people, I'll consider what do I do. But you know, until I do, I'm okay with them at the moment. They will block you. When you say they'll block me, I don't understand what you mean. I've been with Apex for over probably 2 years now. And every time I follow the rules, I've been paid. And I've had a fair bit of money out of them. I might have had 30,000 out of them so far this year. So, you know, I'm not on about having 20 accounts. I'd like 5 on each, but I've never had an issue with them. So I don't want to change what isn't broken, if you know what I mean. See, when you say new rules, I'm not sure what you mean. I keep blowing them, not because they're Apex, because I have an issue with, you know, the pressure of money and all that sort of thing. It's not because they're Apex. You know, I'd be blowing the same accounts, you know, with other prop firms. I know a lot of consistency rules they are blocking out. I don't know. As far as I know, if you follow the rules, if you're taking big risk and taking big gambles, you're not sticking to the rules and they'll stop your payment and then they'll make you trade however. That's for a lot of information, I know. I know they've said that, and some people they might. Now, I'm aware that there are a lot of people. In fact, let me show you something. I shared this. Where did I share it? On my Facebook. And when I was talking about it, let me just have a look. I had a pop-up on my Facebook. We'll trade your accounts for you, blah, blah, blah. What did I do with it? Did I share it to just me? Let me have a look a sec. I can't find what I did with it now. Did I just take a snapshot of it? I might have done. Bear me a second. Let me just have a look. I think I took a screenshot of it. Oh, there we go. I don't know if you guys can see that. That was on Saturday. Can you guys see that? We pass your prop firm challenge for you. So we pass your prop firm challenge, risk-free, limited offer, up to 50% off. Fully guaranteed by contract, secure payment refunds, plus 13 years experience. So they trade your account. I'm seeing them more and more. Now, obviously as a business, Apex don't want that. Apex want people trading accounts. So I'm aware that if there's any kind of suspicion, they're asking people to kind of show it to you. You know what I mean? This people was getting payouts and now blocks out. I don't know. I don't know is the answer. Every time I follow the rules, I've been paid. So I'm not concerned personally. Now, I know everybody's different, but as far as I'm aware, if you break the rules or something goes wrong, you don't get paid. And I'm yet to speak to someone that says, I follow the rules, don't be naive. Look, I treat people how they treat me. I've never been turned down with a payment. Every time I have a payment, I show you guys, I've never been turned without a payment unless I've broken the rules. I will not send nothing to them. No one. I mean, you know, we've all kind of got to treat ourselves. We've all got to make our own decisions. But, you know, I'm not adding any extra accounts to Apex at the moment anyway. Purely and simply because I want to diversify. So I've been paid. You guys have seen my payments. Every time I get paid, I show you 10 days. I saw a mail asked for 10 days. I don't know, Karina. I really don't know. I don't know. If they ask me to prove my payments, I'll do it once. Otherwise, I won't do it again. But I'm assuming they're aware of streamers. I'm assuming they're aware. I don't know is the answer. If I get mistreated, then I'll consider doing something else. But until then, I'm just doing what I'm doing. I've got more accounts with Traderify at the moment. I've only got one account with Apex at the moment. I've got 5 with Traderify, so I'm up to 6. So, I mean, you each individually have to make your own decisions based on how you're treated. If you think you've been unfairly treated, then move somewhere else. But I'm diversifying anyway, purely and simply because I think it's a sensible thing to do. I don't have time for software. Don't film me. I don't stream. Talk about my strategy. Fuck them. I don't want to say, Karina. If you don't like Apex, you got to use someone else. You know, it's. I don't know what else I can say. I treat people how they treat me. If I've never been mistreated by anyone, I've got no problems with them. Now, I know some people say they have, but trust me when I say people take risks and they do stupid things. I know because I've done them. Anyway, I need to focus a bit on what I'm doing. Let me just check everything's as it is. It's logged in. That second entry long was a beauty. Second entry long. You on about that one there? I wasn't sure about this. You on about that one there? Because we had on that side we had a channel down. There was a second entry. Sure, the bar was a bit naff, and as we've come off the bottoms, I wouldn't want to go there anyway. Yeah. On this one, channel break new low. We're bouncing off the bottom, so a second entry there was. I was looking at it as second entry short. I didn't get involved in it. One, the bar wasn't super, and two, we bounced a shed load of times off this bottom. So chances are it was, you know, it was going up. Let me just check everything is as it is. Am I trading on this range? Maybe.
Order submitted.
Everything is open. Like it should.
Order
Yeah,
cancelled.
Hey Daryl, how you doing? But I understand you peed off Karina. I understand that. I understand. So are we? The business model of prop firms is mysterious. It's mysterious. Yeah, I don't know what to say about prop firms. I mean, prop firms are great. They give traders without money and without experience access to the markets. So prop firms are a scam. Well, put it this way. If it wasn't for prop firms, I wouldn't be here now. So I'm not saying there aren't scam prop firms out there, but if it wasn't for prop firms, I wouldn't be here earning now because I wouldn't have had the money to invest in to get enough capital to be able to learn to trade. I wouldn't have been able to do it. And I think, you know, business model is very clear. You lose, they make money. Well, I mean, I've made money this year. What is Apex not? What is Apex not a prop firm? The only exception is when they book you. I'm not so. So that said 85%. They are not scams, but there are hidden costs certainly. So you need to use SIM and open up a small account and trade micros. I don't want to use my own money at the moment. I'd rather do it this way. I know they do, Karina. I understand they do. Hey, Brandon, how you doing? How you doing? I think having prop firms is giving a lot of people access to learn to trade. I mean, I've made money. I've made money this year. I've made money every month. Guys, prop firms are the best thing that has come to this. They absolutely are. Ben, how you doing? I know people get wrong by prop firms. I get that. But what I will say is I wouldn't have been able to get to where I have been if it wasn't for prop firms. Now, look, if you think prop firms are not there to make you money, you're naive. They absolutely are. They're a business, and it's a business's job to make money, period. And we're all old enough, we're all grown-ups, we know what we're getting ourselves in for, and we know we can lose money. But learning to trade with your own money, you're going to get financially crippled. They pay out if you don't roll. Absolutely. I tell you something now, I swear on the life of my daughter, if I've followed the rules, I've been paid. If I've broken the rules, I haven't. But the good thing is, even though I've broken the rules and taken stupid risks and got lucky, they still pay me after another 8 days. They didn't need to do that, really, because I have taken outrageous risks sometimes. Anything about orb? Orb, is that open range breakout by any chance, is it? Can't be the leveraging multiple. I mean, the people that don't make money out of prop firms are newer traders and people who, you know, who maybe can't control themselves. And I consider myself as one of them. You know, I'm still finding it and I'm still struggling, but I'm making money. Anyway, I need to focus on what I'm doing. You know, I'll say it once more and then we can get to trading then. But I wouldn't have been able to, you know, the thing is, if you put £3,000 of your own money in, I tell you something now, you're going to blow it. And if you put another we're talking as a new trader, you put another 3,000 in, I guarantee you're going to blow it, and you're going to do it again and again and again. Now, I have access to $2,500 worth of trading capital, whether it be a sim or whatever, it doesn't really matter. And that costs me at the moment $100 and then whatever evaluations. I wouldn't been able to do that. I wouldn't have been able to afford to lose the trade. That is you and all. Absolutely. We all have to do what's right for us. We all have to make our own decisions. But what my observation is prop firms is it's given people access to be able to trade. And that's it, really. You know, you're going to lose money. You're going to lose money trading your own money. You know, I'm getting stressed now. You're going to lose money. We're going to have to concentrate on trading. I'm getting stressed. Yeah, I don't want to be stressed when I'm trading. Trading's stressful enough as it is. Yeah, I'm getting stressed. Karina, you really got one on you today. Way more money before I switched to prop firms. Yeah. Yeah. I used to trade stocks many years ago for many years. Definitely open your own accounts if you are a good trader. Absolutely. And making money with management. Yeah. Let's get focused on the day. Yeah. Everything is fine until the day it's not. Yeah. I don't know, mate, to be fair. Dan told me, a friend of mine, about Orb and NQ today and got 16 points. I think it stands for open range breakout, doesn't it? I'm not 100% sure, bud. But I think it's open range breakout. Yeah, I have seen it done. I don't know the nuts and bolts of it, but I know... what's it used? Alpine used to trade it, I think, didn't he? He doesn't do it anymore for some reason. He said something's changed. But let me just have a look at this. So we've got a channel up there, 2 attempts to go lower. Thing is, we're ranging here, aren't we? Alpine trades a type of orb. Yeah, he does trade it. Just not on stream, yeah. Okay, I don't want to go long here at the moment because there is a possibility. Look back at his yesterday, mate. He seems to be doing well lately. He went for a rough patch of really struggling. But he seems to be doing well. We've got a channel up. It's hard to know whether this thing's going up at the moment on the orb. Oh, I see what you mean. Gotcha. Karina, you got one on you today, girl. You have. You've stressed me out. What is going on here? Let me have a look. You're usually quite mild. You're in a bad mood today. I might have to go and have another whiskey in a minute. In fact, I will. Bear me 1 second. You've stressed me out, Crane. I need whiskey. Hold on a second. What's she done? She stressed me out. She stressed me out. She's made me look at this. Nice bottle of 12-year-old Glenfiddich. Blame you, Karina. You've got one on you today. Another nail. Is that time of the month? It is the time of the month. I think it, yeah. That's a good point, actually. It might be the time of the month, Karina, I think. So we're going to give you a little bit of leeway. It's Karina's fault, that is. I've had a double. Oh, you profit was good, and they stopped paying. Yeah. If Apex stopped paying me, I assure you I'll be moving somewhere else. But I've been paid for everything that I followed the rules. Now, I've only got one Apex account at the moment, anyway, to be fair, and one evaluation. I've got 5 Traderify accounts. So, there's a possible failure here. Big bullish bar there. Now, do I take this? It's a bit congested, to be fair, so I'm going to sit tight here. And not only that, it does kind of look a bit bull flaggy, so we could have 2 pushes down. It may go up. It's a bit, you're moving to Traderify soon. Yeah, news in 4 months. Where are we? What day is it? What time is it? Oh, crikey, yeah. Minutes, yeah. Has there been any payout denials at Apex again? Not that I'm aware of. I had a payout. What was the last one I had? I showed it here. I think it was $650 was the last one I had, and which was the end of June. I wish Apex offered 100 evals, no PA activate. Yeah, I mean, you can use Take Profit Trader. I think Take Profit Trader is $119 with no activation fee. That's basically it, I think. I don't have him. Well, at least you know what we were talking about anyway. Are you in a bad mood today, Karina? Are you in a bad mood, Karina? Go and pour yourself one of these and you'll chill out a little bit. I'm only having fun with you, that's all. You say the truth, totally no respect. No, it's not just that. It's not that. You know, I can't dislike a person because someone says they're not a nice person. I tend to, if someone's nice to me, I'll be nice to them. I tend to treat people until someone doesn't treat me right. I've got no problem with them until something changes. So it's all right. You seem in a snappy mood today. I mean, I've been like that lately, so we're just having a bit of fun. That's all. iPhone Futures as a starter account, $48. If you use a promo code for the first account, no activation fee. Not sure, bud. Not sure. Asked if I have my period is not respect. We're just having fun, that's all. We're just having fun. Someone mentioned it, that's all. So we're just having a bit of fun. I know my wife went, well, that time of the month, she used to be in a right old mood a lot of the time. No. Yeah, we do. Oh, I feel odd now. Holy hell. Okay, there's the news. Your ass should receive. Yeah, we certainly got some price action. Not quite the price action we want. We want this one. A little bit more control, but it does look very much like this just ranging at the moment. Got an account with Traderfy, and I think I will try Take Profit Trader 2. By the way, Ninja 8.1 is great. I'll have a go later, mate. What did you get? The 50,000 one, did you? I've got 5 of them at the moment. Between $200 and $600 in profit. I like when you get to there's a second entry short there, down a little bit of congestion. It's tempting, that is, because this is looking very much rangy now, and I think there's a good chance I prefer it to pull back to the EMA. I like Traderfy at the moment. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. I'd like it to have a couple of legs up here and show some rejection because it's looking rangy. Not to find? I got you. Okay. Payout structure. So, I don't know too much about the sim stuff. I went straight to funded, and I think the straight to funded cost me $350. Excuse me. At the moment, what is it? Apex 71% off. So it's about $48. If I took 3 of those, let's say I took 4 of those, let's call them, what are they? $45. Let's call them $50. If I took 3 of them, there's $150. And normally $140 for the PA fee. That's about $300. That's what it cost me, about $330. So it's more or less the same. But the thing I like about Apex, Traderfy than Apex. If I get an Apex account to 3,000, I can take $900. If I get a Traderfy account to 3,000, I can take $2,000. Now there is a 90-10 split, so that will be $1,800, but it's still double the $900 that I'll get on Apex. And there is a trailing drawdown, end of day drawdown as well. There's slightly less of a drawdown. There is a second entry short there. I think that's actually okay. 2 clear legs up, right tight under there. Yeah. I think Karuna's disappeared temporarily. She just really stressed me out. She seemed to be in a bad mood. I don't know why. And someone mentioned about the time of the month, and I went, yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. But I was only having some fun. But she seems to be, I don't know, Karina's usually mild, but she just seems to be really, I don't know, she seems to have one on her today. I don't quite know why. You took that one. Yeah, I think it was okay to take that. I have her blocked after she said it was depressing. Yeah, I don't want to block her. I like Karina. I don't. No, I'm glad you're still here. Someone just said that messing around because you seem to sound really stressed. That's all. So I'm sorry if I upset you, Karina. I didn't mean to. We're just messing around. I know in the UK it's kind of a joke sometimes if your wife or your girlfriend's in a bad mood. They mention time of month, but I don't mean anything by it. Someone mentioned it, and because you seem to be really snappy. It's true, they don't regulate us. At least you're back with us now, anyway. Trade Station, Hate Ninja. Trade Station, never tried it actually. Is that Trade Station with a? Is this Trade Station? Is it? Oh no, it's Tradeovate. Sorry. See if we get another second entry short here. Let me have a look. CMA want regulation, but I think what's going to happen is it's all going to go to live. You're going to spend maybe a month or a couple of months with a prop firm. As soon as they can see you making money, they'll put you to live. So bouncing off. So that one did work nice. I thought it might do. We're clearly coming off the tops. We're showing a little bit of support here on this midline. So we want a couple of legs up, really. I do think it's going to come down. It's all going to go like that anyway. The thing is, if a prop firm, prop firms are great when you're learning, and yes, you can make a bit of money. But when they see you starting to make money, because they're paying you out of their own pocket, I dare say they'll pay you for maybe 3 months per account. And if that account's still live, they'll move it on to... if the account's still intact, they'll move it on to live. That's not necessarily a bad thing. At least you're guaranteed your money then, because when they move you on to live, effectively you're trading the live account with the profit. Yeah, absolutely. When you can make consistent money, I've considered putting money in. Now, I've made money now for the last 6 months. I want 12 months, and I want full control because I still have those emotions which affect me from time to time. I did comment and give advice, and Lance, you freaked out. At some point, you must open your own account. Yeah, when I feel like I can fully trust myself, I will. At the moment, I still have little impulses which just concern me at the moment. And I think it's the pressure of having to make money. I'm working with Top Steps payout rules. You can take 50% above 50k after 5 days. It's one I've never tried, Tops. In fact, I may have had one account with them maybe a year ago or something like that. Now, you seem to go on and on, Karina. I think that's why I sounded like I was getting stressed. I don't know. You seem quite like you was in a bad mood or something. So I think that's why I mentioned it. That's all. But it's okay. We're all good. We're all good. Great failure on the 10 range bar. I am looking at the 12 range bar at the moment. I still can't make my mind up about this, whether 10 range, 12 or go with what the ATR. That's roughly what the ATR is at the moment. So we had a channel down. There was a second entry short there, which did actually work. But once we bounce a few times off the bottom, I really don't want to go short into it, although it did work. You're doing good, having a look. Yeah, I think it's important to diversify. You shouldn't. I don't think I'll ever have 20 accounts with Apex. Ideally, I'd like 5 accounts with Apex, 5 accounts with Tradeify, 5 take profit, and maybe 5 with My Fun of Futures. The trouble is, because I had a little bit of a stumbling block. I've had a really good run for 6 months, and I lost 5 of my accounts in one foul swoop that I had about $2,000 in. Hey, Disco, how you doing? I had about, and that really hurt me, and I struggled to recover from it. And I don't feel like I've got my regular wage now, which is why I've decided to go back to work just weekends, Saturday, Sunday, just to keep a regular money coming, because I feel under pressure now. So I've been taking risks when I shouldn't do, really. We've had 3 bounces there. I'm just a little bit... Now, at the moment, I'm down to 1 trade and I'm done. Well, 1 loss and I'm done. I'm back up to 2 contracts, so I'm being very selective over my trades. So the good thing about going for 2 contracts is, like yesterday, I didn't take a trade. I'm not under pressure. I don't feel like I have to take a trade now, because 2 good trades in a week will give me plenty of earnings. So we did have a strong reaction off there, which is good. So I was hoping for a higher low off there. I don't like just picking tops and bottoms. I know we've cleared out. Oh, we haven't actually. Let's put that there. Maybe a small break there. Maybe a small one, but we got a strong move up. I'd have loved to have just taken that, but it's about 4.5, 5 points. And it's, I don't know, I'm just not a massive fan. We seem to have a tight channel. It's just launched up. You never quite know if it's going to do that, which is why I tend to prefer the higher low, which we didn't get. It just took off. So if we can get a couple of legs down, maybe a second entry long, we may have an option. I mean, what is this? 5, 10, 15, 20. It's about 23 points from top to bottom. So taking higher lows here is not so bad. That one worked nice. I was very tempted to take that one. Clearly, big strong move down, clearly 2 legs up. I love the way it's tucked tight under that EMA, and then it just, down it came. Yeah, it's not fantastic, is it really? I mean, it's off the right area, but unfortunately we kind of need something, don't we? I'm just looking, there was kind of 2 nice legs down off that range bar. Not quite full legs. Trouble is, once it's established it's at a bounce and we're in a range, traders kind of know where it's going. And a lot of the time they just hold on for dear life. It often doesn't give us a higher low. If it's a strong enough bounce, so channel break, new high. Let's see if we get 2 attempts to go lower. Maybe a second entry long and this thing continues up. So we need a higher low here. There's going to be some shorts in there, no doubt. It's very tempting to take that, but I'm going to hold back just at the moment. We need a second entry long here. Maybe a small breakout there, so I expect to have one at the top, so if we can get a nice setup. Hey Speedy, how you doing, pal? We may be okay. I've got to have a second entry long here. Let me just open up a trade just in case.
Order submitted.
That I think is a bit too tight together for that. I'd like it to be a little bit more open. There is a higher low there. No, the bar's not good enough. It's a bit congested here. I prefer it to move it aside a little bit. Lag, we've got to get another attempt to go lower. Does look like it's slowly working, doesn't it? It may just go in a minute. Unfortunately, it's only a first entry, that. It could go 1, 2, 3. We've got to come down here really for a triple test, but it may just go. It looks like it is. Kind of hoping it comes back because it is kind of sideways a bit. Beautiful price action on the NQ 1 or 2 minutes, is there? There's always something good out there, isn't there? It's one of those things, really. I was watching some more of... in fact, I had a brief message with Penguin the other day, and I said I don't know why he doesn't consider, or I asked him, would he consider going live, and he said he's thought about it, but he has things that take him away from trading, which he does at the moment. He said he's thought about doing it now and again, but he did say let me know if he does, because a lot of the times he records his trading anyway, and then when he gets in a trade, he kind of lets it run. So I'm thinking he's on OBS anyway. That's a shame, that is. You could see it was starting to move out, and usually it'll go up, but unfortunately we just got no entry, which is a shame. Order cancelled. What can you do? What can you do? No, it's a shame. I was hoping this would break down and bounce here, which you could more or less argue then 1, 2, 3, a triple test and a second entry long. But the thing is, we're ranging. It's quite clear at the moment. We've come off the bottom. I think it's pretty obvious where this price is likely to go. And I think traders, as soon as it starts to do that, they just kind of get in and off it goes, unfortunately. When it's strong and obvious, more obvious where price is going, it usually doesn't hang around. You know, once we started to move up here, it just went, didn't it? Unfortunately, no signal bar. There was nothing on the range bar. I got nothing on the range. There is a higher low there, but I don't like that stem, and it's a little bit sideways, so you're never quite sure whether it's going to drop below there and then bounce. Sometimes it'll take out these positions, but it is a little bit stacked up there, and that's what makes me a little bit nervous. Wow, look at that. I didn't see that coming. Higher low has moved too far. Yeah. Yeah. If there's anything like that, a bit of a spiking channel going on there. Trouble is, that's an inside bar. There's nothing you could do with that, really. We have hit a small amount of support there. Oh. A little bit of support there, bounce and bounce. So this doesn't look terrible, but we'd have to get something a little bit better than that, maybe a second entry. Just can't take that really. You could argue it's a failure. It's not really. There's first entry. There's the new. There is a lower there, so you could argue there's a second entry short which is failed, but that's come down too far, right to the bottom of the channel for me to think about failure. 2 legs down and then a push up. I'd like it to give us a second entry long or a higher low. I think, you know, there's a fair chance we're going to get up here. You can think there's going to be a ton of liquidity there, isn't there? Well, I say that. You think traders in ranges will be taking profits down here. So if they're in down here, it makes sense if it is ranging to take your profits at the bottom. Yeah, on the range bar, there is a failure. But at the moment, I'm just not super sure about it. That's it there. We got a channel up with a break. So if you go second entry short, which is a failure, it looks like it may fail. I don't know though. I'm up to 2 contracts now and I'm just doing 1 trade. If I lose 1 trade, I'm done for the day. So I want to make sure it's a good one. Something about the NQ that scares me. It moves so quick. I can't seem to keep up with it. I tried it a little bit trading penguin style. It moves so damn quick. I think it's for real men. I'm not quite there yet, I think. I might have to leave that to you younger guys with bigger balls. So I don't like, I was thinking maybe look for a higher low here. Sorry, a second entry long, but we are finding some support there, which concerns me. I wonder if we're having something like this. 2 legs back. I don't think it's a terrible long, but we are finding support. Just worries me that 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. We have triggered below that bearish bar. I'm not even sure if I like that channel. This may be going a bit sideways. I think that's better. If we can get 2 legs down and get a strong bullish bar off here, it might not be the worst trade in the world. But we are finding a bit of support. Perhaps it's just going to take a few more buyers to get through. Nails another orb, as he will. He's doing really well at the moment. I respect anybody who can make money out of these markets. Yeah, he's doing really well at the moment. Yeah, he is, isn't he? Okay, so there's a second entry long there. I'm just not sure about this at the moment. It's going a bit sideways. It may work. I'd just prefer that to be a little bit lower. It is a second entry long, but there's just something about this at the moment that just looks a little bit weak to me. It may come a bit lower. It's hard to say at the moment. There's a bit of support up here, so it makes me nervous. I'd want something a bit stronger, I think. It may drop a bit lower. With this type of thing, you never quite know. It depends how strong it is. But I wouldn't be surprised if it dropped below there. But equally, I wouldn't be surprised if it continues up. We've had a channel break and a new high, and we're going sideways. We don't seem to be making massive headway at the moment. So straight away, if I was in that trade, I'd be panicking now. But look, it's hard to say. I just don't like it. It's not low enough and it's not strong enough. It needs to sit right on there and have a decent tail for me. Now I'm up to 2 contracts, so I need to be very selective over my trades, and I want a trade literally to jump in front of me and wave. I want it to be that good and clean. It doesn't mean this won't work, but I just don't like what it's doing at the moment. We're struggling to get a bit higher. Butt clench. It's okay. Yeah. You might have to go and change your underwear there, mate. Sounds like a fresh pair of boxer shorts may be needed. Also, look, 1, 2, 3. Is this a triple test? We've had a break, mate. 3 attempts to go higher. It's hard to say, isn't it? Work for 2 points, yeah. For me, it's just a bit kind of, you're going long right around the midline. It's a bit like this. So you don't know whether we're just going to drop below and then push up strong, but it worked anyway. You took it. I think it was a nice trade. That's the thing. There's so much variation in the way you look at price. It's not black and white. There's so much grey area. That might be one of your bread and butter trades you take all the time. It depends how much you take something and how much success you have. So we all kind of have our own little setups that we really like. The trouble is I'm back up to 2 contracts now, so I'm going to be taking less trades for sure, and I want to take something that's really clean. The only concern off there is it's off that bottom a little bit too much for me. If that was sat on the bottom with a decent tail, I wouldn't be concerned, because you don't know when it's going to trigger you, come down, stop you out, maybe clear this out, or just drop below and have 2 clear legs down. You know, I'd prefer a little bit more, you know what I mean? There's room for this to come down, clear this, and then push up strong. So that just concerns me a little bit. Okay. Clearly works, but another reason as well is we're finding support. That just concerns me. But there you go. Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? For me, it's just a little bit risky. I think we all get to... The trades I like are the trades I don't have to think about. I just love them. You'll hear me say something like that, and I'll jump straight into it. No questions. And it's rare I get into a trade like that and it fails. So, I mean, we have had a break and a new high, and we've bounced there and we've come up again and we couldn't get above it again. So that just concerns me. You never know. 3 attempts and it may drop down. So I don't know. It is what it is. So channel break, 2 pushes to a new high. There's a bearish bar there. It might not be a terrible short. I would prefer to wait for a lower high though. It's a better indication. I don't think I like that because you don't know whether it's going to push up a little bit higher. I don't have luck with picking these tops and bottoms because sometimes when I pick them, it goes up, triggers them out, pushes a bit higher and then does exactly what I expect, which is why I tend to go for the lower highs. I think is a better option. Does look like 2 legs to be fair. So that's one thing going for it. So let's have a look at that and that. Yeah, it's kind of 2 legs. Is this going to work? Sometimes it'll work. Sometimes it'll trigger, push up, stop you out. And if you look on this chart, in fact, I've got that as a small break. So let's bring that down. We're kind of at the right place. But look, it looks like it's pushing up. So what looks initially like a good trade, straight away you'd be thinking, what have I done here? Now, we may be okay, yeah? I think a lower high would be certainly a better option. And it may be a small risk as well. Let me just get an order open just in case.
Order submitted. Order cancelled.
So all of a sudden now, this is not looking so good. It's 2 legs up. It's off the key entry point. Almost looks like a triple test. So why isn't it working? That's the thing. You never quite know. Now that's triggered by a tick. So my gut feeling is that's going to be triggered out. Now it depends. It may not. And there is a possible lower high. I don't like it when we have matching highs like that. So, case in point, that looks to me like it's going to get stopped. Now, if this doesn't go any higher and comes bearish, that's not so bad. There you go. So that's the thing. That's why I'm not a fan of taking trading ranges. Sometimes they won't get close, but that one got there. Sometimes they'll just take off. And like I say, up here they dropped. Up here it dropped. Every touch here it dropped. We got above it and it dropped. But all of a sudden now, we had a nice bearish bar there, and it went up and stopped you out. So the trouble is you don't know when it's going to make a break. Now, that would be a better looking bar. But I don't know. I wouldn't be confident this is going to work. You don't know whether it's going to push higher and clean some of this out. You know, if you take this as a new low, I don't know. Just not a massive fan. And also, I marked it earlier, but I got rid of it. There is possibility of a channel up here. I think it's irrelevant to a degree. Obviously, I believe range takes precedent over. I mean, we may have a bigger channel down here. We had a bigger channel there. All of a sudden, it just turned and dropped. We never made a new high. Same here. If that's a channel down there, we had a break and it went straight up. So if we can get a lower high here, that wouldn't be so bad. But you never quite know if it's going to clear out these highs. Spike and channel. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, a channel can... There's a channel there, and all of a sudden it drops. We couldn't get a new high, and it came down because generally with Pats, the range takes precedent sometimes we got a channel, you know, up here like this, well, down here maybe, and all of a sudden it just turns. Depends how far the channel gets down, so I'm a bit on the fence as to this. I've put it there a couple of times now, so it might be, but it doesn't mean it can't just drop and come down into the channel. So that's what I'm saying. It's such a grey area around here, and I'm always nervous about this. I much prefer to see a good reaction and then get a lower high and then have enough room to the EMA. That's much of a safer bet, and especially when you're trapping longs. We're trapping some longs there, and we've got a bearish bar, so you think, actually, that's not a bad short there. We got liquidity down there, and that maybe will probably come down to the EMA, but all of a sudden now we've crossed over and we're moving up. So it's just, for me, it's much more of a toss of a coin. Certainly the way I see ranges, more of a toss of a coin whether this works there or not. You just never quite know what it's going to do. There is a signal bar. Trouble is it never triggered, so you can't take it. My plan now for the future is to not think about money, or try not think about money. 2 contracts, 1 loss, and I'm done for the day. I'll move on to an evaluation or a sim. I find when I'm under that pressure and I have 1 trade and I'm going for 2 contracts, I tend to hold back and take better trades. I had a lot of success with it this year, but when all the tariff stuff came out, I changed to 1 contract. And I've looked back at my trades and I took way more trades and more losses. So I think sometimes just enough pressure is enough to make you concentrate that little bit harder. So we've had a channel up, and that looks like 2 legs maybe. It's hard to say at the moment. Is this going to push above this and continue up, or is it going to fail and come down? It's really stacking up now, so there's obviously a battle going on with buyers and sellers here. Does this come back into the range, or does it push up? I mean, we are generally at the moment in a bullish market, so we've pushed in and up, and we've gone 2 attempts to go lower. You may even say 3 attempts to go lower, so I think there's a good chance this may continue and get some sort of continuation up. Usually, if we push up into something, we'll bounce twice before it takes off. In this case, it may be 3 times, but we're kind of going a bit sideways to the end of the day, and then we took off, bounced, and then really we made 2 attempts, which may mean off it goes. So there may be a spike in channel, in which case, once it, there's obviously buyers and sellers here. If you can get above here, then I think it'll find it a little bit easier to get higher if that's the case. So if there's enough buyers, it may go higher, but at the moment we're stacking up right at this key level. So do we go up? Do we come down? Who knows? Sorry, MK, I didn't read that. What's the difference between these 2 charts? The only difference is, if you go into data series, box with a little fist, the only difference with this one is break end of day is deselected. Now, I got this idea a while back, maybe 12 months ago. There was quite a few traders, including Taylor, which traded 2 charts. So you deselect break end of day, and if you look at the bars, are ever so slightly different. And the theory is, if you get a nice second entry long, for instance, and the signal bar's not that good here, it may look better here, so you kind of get a second crack of the whip. So it just gives you a second chance, because a lot of the times when you get a second, 2 legs down, a second entry, it does work. But it may not be a good signal bar, so we won't take the trade, even though, you know, the picture's looking good. So that's what that does. So normal chart with it selected, and then the second chart with it deselected, and there's just a slight difference in the bars. Often, though, it'll give you a better... So same again, we found a reaction here. So 1 minute it looks like it's moving up. Next minute it goes sideways at the highs, and then it struggles to go any higher, and all of a sudden now looks like it may be working its way down. Now, having said that, if this is a spiking channel, it may have another go. It's hard to say. But even if it is a channel, if it's a strong enough range and sellers are up here, you're welcome, mate. Even if it goes up and there's enough sellers here, there's going to be, if this is a spiking channel, you're not going to have as many buyers right at the top, but you're going to have sellers. Buyers are going to wait for a pullback, aren't they? But once it turns down and comes down like that, for me, sellers have got the upper hand because it's more of a range. So my gut feeling is this is more likely to continue down. Trouble is, we've got no real entry there. We've got that one there, but one, it didn't trigger with the next bar, so we can't take it. Such our strategy to trade large range, yeah, it is, and not get stopped out. That's the trouble with Pats and having really tight stops. You've got no room for error. You've got to be exceptionally good at what you do, and that takes a long time. Unfortunately, that's how it's traded. But yeah, I don't know how many times in the past I've been stopped out by a few ticks and it's ended up going. So I've got the direction right, just not the entry. So you've got to kind of leave. But what I will say is if you take good quality setups, you can get a very, very high win rate. But you've got to be super disciplined and patient, which is easier said than done sometimes. Now, this may be a spiking channel, so it may have a go higher. This may be now, or we may be getting a lower high. That is a second entry long. It may fail. It's very tempting to short there. It's very tempting that, but it's bloody massive. Okay,
Order
I like it.
Order filled.
It is big, but I like it. Wow, it's a massive risk, though. $500. Holy schmoly. But it does look like a range, and we've come off the top and we got a failure. So hopefully it pushes down. I mean, that is a big risk. It's a huge bar. We'll see anyway. I don't like risking that much, but it is very much a range, so we'll see. If we can get below there, we should get a push, hopefully. There's going to be liquidity there as well, so hopefully, if it can push below there, we should get our move. We need to get below there, and then we should get the push down, hopefully. Come on, let's have our drop, come on. I'm clearly ranging, so you'd think it would work. It's just such a big risk, that's the problem. I don't like a $500 risk. Sometimes things just take a bit of time. It's really struggling to get below there. Makes me nervous. That's a bit better. Hopefully now, if we can get below there, I think we'll be okay. It really doesn't want to. I just don't like the size of the risk. There we go. Should be okay now, I think. I'm going to put me stop there. Let's put it there. I've got something anyway. I just don't like why it's not pushing down as strong as I'd like. Don't come back. At least give me something here.
Target filled.
Order filled.
I got $100 out of it. I just don't like the way there is support there. You just never quite know. Sometimes you just got to hold it, but other times it's just not worth it. And just the way things are at the moment, it's finding support there. Now, it may work. Now, the overall picture is we're in a range and we're going from bottom to top to bottom to top to bottom to top. Where's it going to go next? You think the bottom. And perhaps it will, but at the moment, yeah, I mean, I got $100 out of it, which is better than a kick in the teeth. The way it's struggling at support just concerns me. And not only that it's a massive bar, so it's like a $500 risk. I don't want to risk that much. So a tick above, tick below. I mean, I got an extra tick. So I got a tick lower than I should have done. It's $500 risk. That's too much. If I was risking $300, it wouldn't have been so bad. But all of a sudden now, I'd be shitting myself now. But I'm up $100, so rejecting price. Yeah, see, as a Pat's trader, love you, see ya. Sorry. Daughter's just going out. As a Pat's trader, they don't even pay attention to VWAP. Now, I know VWAP plays a part, but I have VWAP on this chart, and to be honest with you, it's pushing up and down it. It goes above it, down it, above it. You know what I mean? So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Now, Mac would mark that anyway, and it's scalped. What did it get? But once it started to struggle for me, I just wanted out the damn thing. So, I mean, it worked for I got in, it didn't quite hit my stop. I think I got on about there. I was a few ticks away. But all of a sudden now, look at that. See, now, the way this is reacting, there's no reason to think this wouldn't come down to the bottom again. But it's weird, isn't it? We see price go up, down, up, and then move down strongly. So your natural thought process would be this is going short. And all of a sudden, it started to struggle. It's weird, isn't it? You see it do this, and the one time you get in, and ranges take them off the top or just below the top. So it wasn't the worst place in the world to take a rate, to take a trade. Move down, the same big bounce from the midline. There, yeah, was that news or not? I can't remember now. Sure, that was news. I think that was a lot to do with news. I don't know. Where is that? Yeah, but as a price action trader, Mac just doesn't use it, and he doesn't even mention it. Now, look at it. It's ironic, actually. It's ironic that look, it's still intact. So channel down, maybe a couple of legs, and this may push down. So let's wait and see if it works first. But I'm quite happy to get out for a win there. $100 is $100. I don't like the size of the risk. That's what unnerves me sometimes. I mean, the bar itself, I got in a couple of ticks lower, but I think the bar itself is it's 4.25 points when the ATR is only 2.75 points. So look, I mean, it is holding, and sometimes if it's a strong enough position, it will hold. So I'd have still been in this trade now, so whether it will, but it did seem to find support there, which I suppose, that may have been a reason, but I mean, Mac will mark that as a failure. Did what it was supposed to. It made about 3 points. Mac goes for a point, so he'll mark that now. There isn't so much of a setup on this bar. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just, you've got to kind of do what you do. Now, fortunately enough, if it's a strong enough position, a lot of times it will hold, and it couldn't. I mean, the market is aware that something like that, there is going to be liquidity, but it couldn't get above it. And all of a sudden now it's pushing down strong. So that would looking like it's going to be a winning trade. But was that a Mac? Here, failure, absolutely, yeah. So we got 3 attempts to go higher and a strong push down the EMA. So there is a second entry long, which triggers and comes down. So it's a failure. But unfortunately, there's support across there, and it just created enough for it to push back. So yeah, he'd even consider that possibly as a lower high. It'd be interesting to see if he marks it, but I think he will. Having said that, he may not have this chart. He may be looking at this, in which case. But every time we come off the top, we come down to the bottom. We came off the top. Yeah, we struggled a bit, but eventually it went. And same again off the bottom. We pushed off. We pulled all the way back, but didn't quite, same sort of scenario there. We pulled all the way up, but missed it by a tick. Back trade and break. Yeah, I don't think he does he? But it does look like it's going to work. Once it gets below it, once it gets to the midline, even though I got in a tick late, it would have worked for 3 points. But seeing all this come back, I'm quite happy to take a bit less and just not have the stress and the worry. So I got in probably there, and it would have to hit there. If it pushes down below here and here, it'll hit that in a split second. That's where it would have to hit to give me my profit. If it gets below there, there'll be liquidity there. I don't doubt it. It'll have a quick, it'll hit that. I need whiskey. But once it started to go sideways, I was quite happy just to take some profit. Same again, it's finding support. It's finding it tough to get through there. So maybe now channel down, 2 attempts to push higher, and it falls down. Possible new channel with a triple test. Well, that's a possibility. Now, 1, 2, 3. We may get a triple testicle short. Now, at the moment, we're in a range. So there's a possibility, we're coming off the top. We tried multiple times and then we dropped. So we may be doing the same thing. So there may be a triple testicle short, but because there's such a lot of support down here, I'm inclined just to stay out of this for now. But yeah, it didn't quite get low enough. I got in I got in a tick lower than I should have done. So that's where it's going to have to hit to give me my profits. If it got below there, I'd have been okay, and that's kind of what I was relying on, and it got so close and then just turned quickly. But if you look at this now, shoulder, head, shoulders, a bearish pattern. Shoulder, head, shoulder. I have got an evaluation, which I'm in the middle of as well. I'm tempted to maybe do something there, but tell you what, let me just switch this onto an evaluation at the moment and just toggle this off. Let me just check.
Order submitted.
It's just an eval. Yeah, it is. I'm going to just jump in here.
Order filled. Order filled.
I'm just going to put that up there. Just put this down here. This is just one evaluation, that's all, nothing else. But to me, we're struggling to get up. My gut feeling is if we can push up a little bit, this may drop. Now, I blew an account a couple of days ago, so I got 80% off this, so we'll see. But if we can get below here, my gut feeling is it's going to continue lower. But 1, 2, 3, maybe a channel down. So my gut feeling is it's probably going to come down. So it is a risky trade, but it is a $38, $35 evaluation, so I don't mind having a go. Even if it comes up to here, that's probably a good thing. But my gut feeling is that bullish bar is triggered, so I think it's more likely to come down. Not only that, channel down, possible second entry short, and down, we'll see. And not only that, shoulder, head, shoulder, that to me looks like a shoulder head, which is a bearish pattern. We have come off the top. We've tried 2 attempts to push higher and we've struggled to. Yeah, we're finding some support, but as we've come off the top, I think there'll be more sellers around here than there will buyers pushing that up. So I think the sellers will outweigh things, and if we get below there, my gut feeling then it'll push down. Now there will be liquidity there, so we'll see. I don't even mind if it pushes up a little bit and rejects here. But yeah, this is just one evaluation. I'm trading nothing else just at this second. Come on, have a drop. I don't even mind if it pushes up a little bit and rejects here. So channel down, 1, 2 attempts to go higher, and then down. In fact, I prefer it to break above this. It's got more chance than I think. Okay, 1, 2, 3. See if we get a triple testicle short here. Channel down, 2 pushes up. We'll see what happens. Once it clears this area, then I think if it's going to go down, it'll likely go down. We haven't quite broke above there yet. Let's just put that there. Okay, now we have. So I'm going to get out of this now, I think.
Stop filled.
It's weird, isn't it? Up, down, up, down. As soon as we get in, watch what happens. Bounces up and up. So 2 legs up, bearish bar there. It's just an evaluation, mate. That's all. That's what I'm up on, the valuation. That's all. Yeah, it's just the evaluation. Just trading one evaluation at the moment. I was going short here thinking this was going down.
Order filled.
Okay. I've just gone short here. Let's put that there. Reason being I'm just shorting this just to see if we got 2 legs up, see if this comes down to the EMA. See if it fails. Yeah, it's just one evaluation here. I have taken a trade on my other accounts. I've just temporarily postponed them. So we've got a channel break, 2 attempts to push higher. Let's see if this fails. Yeah, maybe 2 bounces. Yeah, you may be right. Let's put that there. If we get out, we're out. Actually, let's
Target
just get
filled.
out of it. It's quite. I'll be surprised if it doesn't go a bit higher. So now it's just an evaluation. That. What I will say is we've moved up and we have bounced twice, so maybe it is going to go a bit higher. So we've had a channel with a break, new high, 2 legs back. We've had 2 attempts to push higher. See if this does fail. Oh, yeah. Definitely got sellers here. Let's see if we get enough sellers. 2 legs up.
Order submitted.
Small bar, actually. So you never know whether this is going to work or not, do you?
Order
It's a
filled.
small risk. Let's have a go. It's only one evaluation. So we've got a break. 2 attempts to push higher. Let's see if it pushes down below that EMA.
Stop filled.
Okay, let's get back to the... let's get back to where we were.
Order submitted.
Okay.
Order cancelled.
Find the midline bounce. It's actually a confirmation of a new trend. Yeah, it could be. It's at the moment, see, we're going up, down, up, down, up, down. So every time you just got to trade it off the top. I mean, it did work. It came down for just under 3 points. So it worked for a scalp. My gut feeling is when it broke below this, I mean, you naturally think every time we come up to the top, we're moving down the bottom and vice versa. And the one time you seem to get in, it does the complete opposite. But it is finding some support around that midline. So, yeah, you never quite know, do you? Probably take this up a little bit, I think. Let's have a look at book maps, see what's up here order-wise. Massive orders up here. Oh, where are they? 600 up here. Big load of orders up here. I'm assuming that's sellers waiting to sell, is it? I'm not super knowledgeable, but that's quite a large amount. So, Tony, is that traders with sell orders there? I'm assuming it is traders wanting to sell the market when it gets here. I'm assuming, isn't it? So I'm guessing, will it hit that? It's been there for a long time, so it may not even get up there, but that's sort of starts at 98 and ends at 6,000. So it'd be interesting to see if it bounces. I'm assuming it's sellers. I'm not super clued up. So in other words, there's traders wanting to short up here, assuming then this is kind of a range, wanting to say, let's put an order up here, and if this gets here, we'll short it. I'm assuming that's what that is. And that's around about there, isn't it? Very close to these highs. So that's not a terrible place to short, is it, up there? Unless they are spoofing. Trouble is, getting very close to it, isn't it? They're sat there. I mean, literally, they're a couple of ticks away. So normally when they're spoofing, they have it a little bit higher, don't they, when it starts to move? Yeah. So as it hits the stops, naturally, buy orders turn into sell orders, and obviously traders wanting to sell, so you kind of expect it to push down. I mean, that is kind of a sweet-looking bearish bar, isn't it? But who knows? We'll move the orders based on the position in the queue. Yeah. So it looks like it's going to have a pop, whatever happens, doesn't it? Yeah, yeah. Okay, folks, I'm going to knock it on the head there. We'll be going to hour 40. I'm just going to take my daughter out. I've got to take my daughter out and drop her off somewhere. So I'm $100 up anyway today. It's just a bit of a tricky day today. It's quite a bit choppy, so I'm going to finish early today and leave it at that. I may come back and trade that valuation later. But there you go. Yeah, you too, buddy. Cheers, guys. So I'll leave you guys to it. So have a great day. Best of luck. Stay safe, and we'll catch up tomorrow. Bye for now.